Welcome to COP26 2021 here in Glasgow, the most important climate summit in history. Now, the year 2021 is now expected to qualify among the hottest 7 ever, all of them recorded since 2014. Now, as we navigate these complex and challenging times, it is here at COP26 that as a planet full of people, we are searching for environmentally and socially positive solutions. The COP26 discussions will bring together almost 200 countries, some of the world's biggest polluters, along with those who contribute far less to climate change but stand to suffer greatly from its impact. Scientists say that restricting the planet's warming to no more than 1.5 degrees Celsius to pre-industrial levels is urgently needed to avert devastating environmental upheaval. We need to act fast, and we need to see all industries united. And today, here in Glasgow, the beauty industry are very much that, united. The Sustainable Beauty Coalition, which is part of the British Beauty Council, are a group of industry professionals who are passionate about planet-positive solutions and have one clear message: that they have the courage to change. So how do we define the beauty industry in our modern world? It's clear that our shoppers want beauty routines to go easier on the planet, but they don't know where to start. So today, we will be speaking to our industry front runners, those who are working tirelessly on the green front line to define how our industry can be a force for good. And they have some very clear objectives.
Welcome to the ICE Hub. ICE stands for Innovation for the Circular Economy, and we've created this to really start to demonstrate what is possible, both within the beauty industry but the broader industry as well, particularly in terms of reusable packaging and designing products in the right way.
To be responsible citizens today actually means we need less stuff, not more stuff. Now, that's a really hard message to an industry, but I think as everything that we buy now, we have to ask ourselves, do we really need it, and does it really make a difference? So buy less, buy better, that's number one. That's the mantra we should all be applying, not just to the beauty industry, but to life in general. And the second thing is we need to go behind the label, and we need to ask, what is the purpose of the business? What's the purpose of the brand we're buying from? Is it to make a difference, or is it to make a profit?
The majority of consumers are looking for more sustainable products. The problem is that they can't really find them, so it's an accessibility issue. There's also a lot of greenwashing still prevalent, and what we're trying to do with RE is establish a benchmark, and with Beauty Kitchen as a pioneer of sustainable beauty, to show that being more good is possible. You don't just need to design your products to be less bad. So moving to recyclable or having more recycled content, that's just being slightly less bad. What we're trying to stimulate is people designing their products to be more good.
I think what we can't do any longer is this idea of, if I can't see it, it's not happening. And now it's happening on our doorstep, whether that be through climate change and weather, or whether it's as a result of throwing away your face wipes, there's now sewage problems going on throughout your local community, things like that. Now people are thinking about, actually, when I'm consuming this product, whether it's a face moisturiser or something else you're putting in your body, what's actually happening in terms of that going into my water supply, the biodiversity of that, what's happening to the packaging in terms of recycling of that packaging, is that actually recyclable in any way, or is it not recyclable? And people are actually taking that journey through the product that they definitely weren't doing, I think even 12 months ago, if I'm honest. I think we're at a critical point, and I think that's one of the things of COP. There is a climate crisis, and we're all going to have to do our bit. And actually, we need transparency. Consumers need transparency, and brands are going to answer that call, and they are going to be the brands that win out in the long term. I know from our Gen Z and millennial audience at Glamour that they are super hungry for that. It does affect what they buy. It does affect what they read. We can see that on our platforms. And I think that's only going to grow as consumer consciousness grows increasingly as well.
We really need to see brands being transparent on what they're doing, and by doing that, they'll not only attract shoppers that want to support them, but they'll also collaborate with each other and be like, look, we haven't solved this problem, have you? And we need to start a dialogue between all of the companies so that we can rally together and solve the problems. Because, the reality is we don't have time to be in single player mode. We have to be working together because this is a big mountain to climb and there's no way we're going to do it alone. So transparency, collaboration is the key.
Brands today recognise that consumers, who are increasingly acting as citizens rather than just people who buy stuff, they recognise that those citizens don't expect everything to be perfect. They don't really believe it if you tell them that everything's perfect anyway. So actually, if you want to be an authentic brand, why not open up? Why not demonstrate a bit of vulnerability, a bit of concern that you don't have everything sorted? And I always say that transparency is an invitation to collaborate. If you put yourself out there, you're saying, help me, help us, help my company solve these problems together.
One of the most amazing collaborations from today is this One Bottle Free Companies, which we're here to celebrate now, which is this one amazing bottle from Beauty Kitchen, which now is going to be used by Unilever. You can reuse it and refill with Unilever products and with Elemis products. Those kind of cross-industry collaborations that can be game changers. And that's what's actually made me feel really positive, that there is a sense of collaboration and people coming together to find solutions, particularly women, in an industry dominated with women. I think that's really exciting.
I'm not surprised that everyone's come together. I'm really delighted that everyone's come together, and just the amount of work that's been put in to coordinate so many different voices around a table, all having input into the Planet Positive Beauty Guide, which is a consumer guide to enable the consumer to sort of unravel all the sort of toxic jargon that we use.
We've seen two of the most influential organisations come together, CEW UK, representing the beauty industry, and the British Beauty Council, which have the Sustainability Beauty Coalition, really on the same page, and that's absolutely key. This is about collaboration, about working together as an industry, recognising the things that we aren't doing so well and actually doing things better for the planet.
What we wanted to do was bring retailers, brands and citizens together, So you have to have choice, you have to have accessibility, and you have to have value depending on what the citizen is looking for in that value. But the beauty industry, and what I love about it, is experience. It's experiential. It's come and try products, come and try new ways of getting your products and experiencing that for yourself.
We're now coming together as a collective and saying, well, I can actually help you with that. Can you help me with this bit? We're actually working together. And where things like RE is fantastic is that it's multitude of brands are working together for the same goal, even though essentially they are competitors. It's putting that behind to one side just for this, to say, actually, we've got a social responsibility to consumers, the planet, the industry, to clean up our act, really, and show that we can collaborate when it's absolutely needed. And I think that gives me massive hope.
I was a little bit, I don't want to say the word cynical, but I was a bit, is it just a whole load of people talking? But what you tap into here is this extraordinary positive energy of people saying, we're going to make this happen. Come on, let's be honest. We are the most selfish species on the planet. We have to make it happen.
So I always thought the cities and the farms are one thing, and I still do. So if you take that idea in biology and apply it to technology, it's the same rules, waste equals food.
There's only so long before things are going to get really hairy for lots of people all over the world. And it's fine to come away from this event with commitments, but we're going to need to see action, and we're going to need to see action soon, because people are going to be very cynical very quickly if those actions don't result within months, not even years, but within months of this event closing in a couple of weeks' time.
We have trillions of dollars at our disposal within the beauty industry. We need to come together and use all of that imagination and technology and innovation that we're so well known for and use it in a positive way. Rather than look to government and look to other people to do something, we as an industry have to take responsibility for our actions, come together, work in coalition, pool our resources, stop arguing, and actually make the change happen.
This is not about saving the planet. This is about saving us, so that we have a good climate that we can even live in. This is what we're here about. We are reaching some kind of tipping point where finance is going to be available, where manpower is there, where technology is there. Those three things, it's undeniable. And for the beauty industry to now be stepping up to this new level of responsibility for me, as an ex-entrepreneur in the beauty space, fills me with great hope and joy, because it's the feel-good business. How come we're not making people feel good with everything that they buy?
Yes, you can develop new technologies. Yes, you can. There's a lot of really interesting companies out there trying to do things differently, and it's just seeking them out, really. And when I looked at the fragrance industry, I saw that it really was way behind. And I got most of my inspiration from the food industry at that point. They were packaging differently, they were messaging differently, there was bodies that could help guide the consumer. And I decided to instill that from the very, very, very beginning of the brand. If you're starting a brand or a product, even a single product, think about it first. Does the world need what you're bringing in? Or for me, what I did it for was to make some change, actually. I think all we can do is strive forward, start creating new things in different ways and telling that story. But to think that the whole world cares about this on a daily basis, I think we're being slightly naive about that, really.
I think that COP26 marks a change in the way that we've been going about the problem. So there's been a lot of talking over a number of COPs, a number of world leaders summits with 5 years now from Paris Agreement, and there hasn't really been that much progress since then. But now we're having these conversations go on, but actually actions being taken as a result of a conversation, rather than making a lot of grand gestures and not actually anything being done.
COP is very much about climate, so for me it's got to be greenhouse gas emissions. So we're just working on our science-based targets. The aim is by January we will communicate those out. What are we going to do as a company to reduce? 90% reduction is required to meet those SBTIs by 2030. I mean, that's huge. So we're going to be very transparent. We're going to put it on our website. We're going to tell people what we're doing, and I think just be as transparent as possible. Measure, and show how we're getting better and better.
But I think the most important thing is to continue to promote the Planet Positive Beauty Guide, to get it into consumers' hands, because that's where it really needs to land. So however we do that really needs to be critical. That's like our next stage.
And everything is about timing, as we know. With fashion, with beauty, timing is right, and the time is now. And I'm very excited, and I'm very proud actually to be part of the Sustainability Coalition for the British Beauty Council, because I feel that this is the industry coming together. And no one brand is going to crack this alone. We have to collaborate.
I think it's a really great time for us to all come together. It's one of those things, future-proofing your business. It's great because you can protect your revenue flows, but actually the real reason is because you want your business to be around, you want the planet to be around. One of the main things that we've got out of the Sustainable Beauty Coalition is actually working together with the other brands. So the connections that we've made just in the short time that we've been together has been great. We've had some really great conversations. The different technologies that are happening are absolutely insane. Some really great opportunities. And also it's a chance for us as a business to show others what we've learned on our journey.
There is so much opportunity out there. Let's stop this. The whole competitive attitude. Let's think about collaboration, but really mean it. Don't just say it, really mean it. Open source everything, share ideas, hold hands and jump together. It's the only way we're going to succeed.
I'm always hopeful, yeah? When it comes to action, that's what I want the big push to be. So, at the moment, our industry has a lot of inclusion, it has a lot of diversity, But maybe we've only just started to celebrate that, and I think we should celebrate it more. Not just about being a female-led industry business, but the inclusivity of, it doesn't matter whether you're female, it's about the human element, the planet element, and bringing both of those together and celebrating it, really.
I'm an eternal optimist. I really am. I think there's good in everyone, man.
What does the beauty industry need to do in terms of really cleaning up its act to become more beautiful? And part of that dialogue with the industry was we need the courage to change, because there are many wonderful things about our industry, but there are also many things that we need to do. So we're here, COP26. We know that the next 10 years are essential if we're going to hit anything under a 2-degree rise by the end of the century. The beauty industry has a big part to play in that, and we need to act now.
So it's clear to us all that we need to go further and we need to go faster to win our fight against climate change. And today, the beauty industry sends out a loud message to all brands. Start and strengthen and have the courage to change. How inspiring to see an industry who are motivated by hope, not fear, with collective values to reach for a new future, which places our planet at the centre of all we do. It takes a planet full of good people making small changes to make the big difference. So let's start making more planet-positive choices for ourselves and for our planet. Now, what could be more beautiful than that?
For me, it's be bold, be brave, and collaborate.